what can you add in? So there are two types of composting, guys. The aerobic composting and the anaerobic, or the traditional composting and the Bokashi type of composting. Let's talk about traditional composting first. In traditional composting, there are three types of biodegradable matter that you can add into. There are three types of biodegradable waste that you need to be aware of. Okay, two types of those biodegradable matter you can put into your traditional compost, but the third type you cannot put into your traditional compost. But in Bokashi, all three types of biodegradable matter, the green, the brown, and the never category of biodegradable waste, you can actually Bokashi. So that's the difference between traditional composting and Bokashi. There are certain things that you can't do in traditional composting. So let's discuss each of those categories. The first category is the green category. So these are the materials that are nitrogen rich, that are quick to rot, hence it smells so badly if you leave it unattended without any processing or without any Bokashi. It will smell so bad. So these are your vegetable and fruit peelings, your tea bags and your coffee grounds, even garden trimmings. When you prune your plants, you can also Bokashi that, and grass clippings. You can categorize that as green. So all of these green materials you can put in both traditional and in your Bokashi compost. The brown materials are the ones that supply carbon in your compost. So it includes paper, newspaper, cardboard, twigs, branches, dried leaves. So paper, newspaper, you can also sometimes you can also put that in your Bokashi. Actually, you can put both green and brown. You can put, but in different stages. Okay. Again, both green and brown categories you can put in your traditional compost. You can also Bokashi. Okay, now the third part, the never category. In traditional composting, you cannot include meat, dairy, cooked food. Of course, you cannot put human poo and pet poo. And you cannot put plant food seed heads kasi tutubo sila ulit. So in traditional composting, you cannot put those biodegradable materials under the never category. In Bokashi, you can. There's just a special way of dealing with them. Okay, so those are the difference between traditional composting and Bokashi composting. So just be aware of those three types of categories: the green materials or the nitrogen-rich material, the brown materials, which are the carbon-rich, and then the never or the red list. You cannot put that in traditional composting, but you can put them in your Bokashi. So those are the things that you can add in your Bokashi. Okay, so how do we deal with that at home? So there's a lot of ways that we generate both biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So my tip for you is to start with Bokashi. As a beginner, if you are new to Bokashi, what I suggest is that in the beginning, on your first bucket or first balde, you just Bokashi fruit and vegetable peelings and tea bags and coffee grounds. That's it, at least for the first balde. Until you finish the whole cycle, it's just fruits and vegetables and tea bags and coffee grounds. That's it for the first bucket. You can also add paper towels and tissues, but not tissue that you use in the toilet. Not the ones that you use for number 1 and number 2. Maybe tissue that you just use to wipe your tables, you can put. Okay, on your second balde, this time you can add more. You can add meat, cooked food, stale bread, you can put them. But don't add fish scraps first until you learn how to deal with them. On your third balde, you can start adding fish scraps. So if you are part of the 30-day challenge, I'm going to walk with you day by day, and I'm going to walk with you hand in hand in order for you to learn how to deal with this until it becomes second nature. And then the rest would be plastic and glass, batteries, and metals. You already know how to deal with that, so I'll leave that to you. But my tip is you always think about what you can Bokashi first, so that you don't have to put the plastic bags inside your biodegradable bins.